here's a question for you. Is marriage overrated?
Why aren't people getting married anymore?
A new Pew Research poll found that 2 in 5 young adults think marriage is an outdated tradition.
Marriage rates are at their lowest right now.
Is marriage really even worth it?
More than half of marriages end in divorce.
If you get married, you have to be stuck with this person for the rest of your life, right? That's why you get married. So that's why it's declining. Why would you get married if you want to have just one partner when you can have multiple?
Marriage is stupid.
Welcome to the Married AF podcast, the self-proclaimed greatest marriage and relationship podcast in the world. We are your hosts, Matthew and Monica Powers, and I bet you don't know this. This is our 51st episode.
I did not know that, and I'm literally looking at the stats.
51 times we have done this now. Can you believe that? That it lasted more than just even a single time? Or 2 times?
Matthew Powers.
What?
You seriously have food in your teeth again.
Listen, we had a great lunch.
How often do you look in a mirror?
Not often.
I know that's a girl thing, or maybe a guy that has a lot more hair kind of thing, but...
Or walks by and gives the flex, like, yeah.
I figured that's happens. Only at the gym.
It definitely happens at the gym.
Because you see all the selfies that are...
The gym selfies?
Guys, men, grown men, for the love of God.
Let's go ahead and get it out.
Stop taking selfies.
I can promise you this. I have never once, and I never will, take a gym selfie. Unless I am trying to get something in the mirror that I think you might find hilarious. It's behind me.
Right.
That may be the only thing, but you will never catch me having a gym mirror selfie.
If you are in a real relationship and you have nothing but selfies on your camera, phone, whatever.
Roll. Your camera roll. If you're an Apple person, you'll understand that.
And you have them in your favorites. That's a different story for a different day. But for the love of God, take a picture with the person you're with.
Take a picture with your spouse.
If you are taking pictures of yourself, you send it on somebody else and your spouse.
Should just be your spouse.
You don't even need to do that.
No, why don't you just go home and show her? Unless you're out of town or something. You're like, hey.
But you FaceTime, you Zoom, whatever Google time thing.
I'm not a huge selfie guy. I'll take an Ussie. not a huge selfie guy. In fact, I don't know. I couldn't tell you if I've ever really taken a selfie. If I have, it would take a long time to be able to cycle through and find out, have I actually taken a selfie? I don't think that I have, but.
Listen, we have a picture from high school.
Back when you couldn't take selfies, you had to get the camera.
You had
the disposable camera, and you go,
yes.
And you hope that it's right, because you don't know until you take it to the 1 hour photo. You can't look and see. You got to take it to the 1 hour photo.
There is a picture that you are taking the picture, and I'm behind you, like our faces are right beside each other. Your tongue is sticking out, and I'm making a funny face because I still have braces.
Yep. That's
how long ago that was. That's like an OG selfie.
It was.
I mean, if you got one with a Polaroid and you're talented.
It's about all you could do. But no, we were a disposable camera. You click, take it. It flashes. And you don't know. You just don't know.
You hope your eyes are open.
But
stop taking selfies of yourself. I don't know why that is now
well, listen, because I had food in my teeth from an amazing lunch.
You still do, I'm sure. I don't.
Well, listen, saving a little for later. All right, the Philly cheesesteak, phenomenal.
It was good.
It was very, very good today. But here we are.
All right.
Another new episode. I've got it all. I've got everything to do.
I know.
I'm ready to go. I've got a video to play, so watch on YouTube. A whole thing. And speaking of YouTube and all that, huge thank you to people who are still listening.
Oh,
and still watching and all that, because we had a conversation a few weeks ago, like, yeah, the downloads are down and this and that. It's like, yeah, we haven't had much time.
It was a couple weeks ago.
With baseball and softball and school and graduation and surgeries and just so much stuff. One thing we struggle with is inconsistency here on the podcast. But hey, it happens. Life happens. This is not our full-time job at all.
This is a job.
I'm just saying, if it were, we'd be doing it all the time.
I ain't making no money, Powers. No, what you holding back on?
That's why it's called a hobby, not a job. it's a job, we're making money. This is a hobby. But consistency had been a big thing, but we talked about it like, hey, downloads were down.
I know, it was like 200 and it was the lowest. Okay, so we get emails of when people actually listen to this stuff.
Yeah, we get kind of a weekly update.
It's shocking to me that people actually, it shows how many downloads per week you got in the past 7 days.
Yeah.
And it was in the 200s. I said, Matthew, have you seen this? This has never been this low.
Well, it's like this.
What are we not doing?
Hadn't been this low since we started, because we usually hover. We're close to that 1,000 mark, which I think is phenomenal, unbelievable.
Is that good? I don't know if that's good or not.
It's good. I mean, we're no Joe Rogan, but it's decent. Listen, for two jokers doing their best in Calera, Alabama, they ain't half bad. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, it was like, well, we need to record something.
Maybe we need to do this.
We need to do
that.
something, or maybe we just need to shut this sucker down.
And that's exactly what I tell you. If you're not going to do this anymore, we got to do something. Get all this stuff out of this office so I don't have to step over the cameras.
You don't have to look at it anymore.
These big lights, and let's just be done with it. I literally said those words to you, and next week's email of downloads come through.
Well, because I even was like, yeah, maybe you're right. It's just there's so many things that are going on. But the next week comes across and it's like
over 1,300 downloads.
It's like we have not seen this number
7 days.
in a while. We haven't even done anything new.
Nothing's been posted. You didn't do those real things, and
so here we are. Yeah,
Thank you.
The Lord's like, just y'all pump the brakes on all this craziness and continue to do what you're doing, and I'll make sure it does what it needs to do. And that's what we always trust to do. So for all those who do listen continually, thank you. Sorry we're not so consistent, but listen, it is what it is. Listen, people like surprises sometimes. I'm more of a schedule guy. I like to know, but people like surprises, and hey, we'll be a little spontaneous sometimes.
I'm very spontaneous.
So thank you to everyone who's listening. But before we really
especially
get in,
those in
you got it pulled up.
Los Angeles.
We're hot out in LA.
What? That's so cool.
It's our top city.
Top city. Oh, we have a new number 2. San Jose, California.
The Californians love us.
Hey, West Coast, what's up?
Californians love 2 people from Alabama.
Oh, but check this out. Number 3, Miami.
A lot of beach spots.
And number 4, New York.
Look at that.
New York City.
We're nationwide, baby.
But it's straight up East Coast, West Coast.
I know. Who's going to win?
Nobody in Middle America, United States, North America.
No.
They got like, no idea who we are.
Who are these country bumpkins from Alabama? We're not gonna deal with that.
Country bumpkins? What are you talking about? We have LA and New York.
Well,
Miami.
exactly.
Completely opposite.
Well,
maybe they like our
like
country
the accent. They're like, look at these 2 slow Southern people.
Well, it's funny because here in Alabama, we don't have much of an accent.
No, but to people not here, we most certainly do.
I get, like, when I talk with people that are not from the South, the number one guess is we're from Texas.
That makes sense. Don't mess with Texas.
Is they're pretty big.
So before
area.
we get into it, Gen Z Bible, I just opened it up and we're going. This is Luke chapter 14, starting in verse 1, and we'll just read a few verses and see what old Jesus is up to here today. It says, so Jesus was chilling and decided to crash at the house of a big shot Pharisee for some grub on the Sabbath. But they were keeping a close eye on him. And check it. There was this dude in front of Jesus who was all messed up with dropsy.
Dropsy?
I don't even know what that is.
It's like C, the letter C?
No, dropsy. 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 Like his body was all swollen and stuff. So Jesus looked at the lawyers and Pharisees and was like, yo, is it even cool to heal someone on the Sabbath? They didn't say a word. So Jesus went ahead and healed the dude and let him bounce. Then he straight up asked them, if one of you had a donkey or an ox fall into a ditch on the Sabbath, wouldn't you pull it out, right? And they had no comeback for that, like no answer at all. So Jesus dropped a story for those who were invited, peeping how they were all trying to snag the best spots. He was like, listen up, fam. When you get invited to a wedding, don't go claiming the highest seat because someone more important might get invited and then you'll look like a fool. Instead, the person who invited you might come and say, yo, give this dude your seat. And then you'll be embarrassed having to move to a lower spot. But when you get invited, go ahead and take the lowest seat. That way, when the host comes over, you might be like, hey, buddy, Move on up. You're VIP now. It'll be mad cool in front of all the other guests. Gotta love that Gen Z Bible.
All I thought of was Michael Scott on The Office, the Jim and Pam's wedding.
Jim and Pam's wedding.
He wanted to walk her down the aisle.
He did.
No, it wasn't Jim and Pam's. It was Phyllis.
Oh, Phyllis's wedding. Yes.
Yes, he just pushed her dad down.
Who was in the wheelchair.
And then he's like, stop, and gets up and actually walks. And he gets mad and just...
Oh, Michael Scott wasn't happy about that at all. So funny. All right.
Okay, dropsy.
Dropsy, what's that?
It's an obsolete term that refers to swelling caused by abnormal accumulation of fluid in the body's tissue.
All right. Well, dude had some dropsy going on. Never heard that phrase before in my life until today.
Okay, so this is translated by AI.
Yep.
Why is AI using an obsolete term for Gen Z?
Who knows?
I'm going to have to get on my, what's it called?
Your Gen Z lingo?
No, I'm going to have to get my contact that I ask on at school. What does this word mean?
What's this all about?
Because I know she's not going to lie to me.
Oh, man. Well, listen, you can deep dive into that. But while you do all that and figure that out, next time maybe we can figure that out. I want to talk today about friendships.
All right.
Especially in the concept of men and women being friends.
Okay.
So I got an article, and this was men have essentially had enough, saying that having a platonic relationship with the opposite sex can be great, but also frustrating. This is men saying what is frustrating them about their female friends' relationships.
This is awesome.
And I have something to go along with that that we totally agree with. But the first one here, and just to kind of give some background here. First one says, she only ever talks about her boyfriend when they want to complain and vent.
Oh, yeah.
They can't figure out why I don't like the guy after being told bad things about him. I can totally see that happening. Because they date terrible people over and over and then take months to break up after I lay out future red flags, and the guy will definitely express. I can't believe he's not really ready to commit. I told you that 5 minutes after I first met him 3 months ago. I just thought he was different, they say. Act flirty or dumb when asking me a favor. Now, this one is totally kind of going along with, because I think women understand this. But my stance has always been, men and women cannot just be friends. Can't do it. Now, let me preface this by saying, men and women can be friends. I have women friends who I care about, would do anything in the world for them. They're your friends.
Exactly.
They're your friends and they're my friends. I'm also friends with their husbands.
Exactly.
What I'm saying is men and women can't just singularly be friends. Doesn't happen. If you're in a relationship and you're friends with your man and you're friends with a woman, it should be because your significant other is also friends with that woman. Y'all are friends together. It always goes that way. The reason men and women cannot be friends is because the man is they're always looking for a way in. In the man's eyes, man, he's just holding out hope. And you shared this with me not long ago, but this was Steve Harvey doing an interview, and this was a while ago. And this hit this on the head. So let's listen to that.
So where did this come from?
I mean, it's a blessing, true enough, but really, it was just me sitting down being honest. All of my friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because, come on.
Because you have a wife.
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because, look, okay, let's get rid of this myth right here. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. Let's get rid of this right here. You're an attractive woman. There's some guy somewhere saying, yeah, we're friends. No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor, and trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity. Because we're
most
guys.
Men think this way?
99.9% of us think that way. And you tell this to a woman and it just blows her back. No, I have male friends. You have male friends because they know it can be nothing else right now. I tell you what, all your male friends, just ask them in a friendly way. If I wanted to date you, would you be okay with that? And watch the fireworks. Watch.
Could not be more accurate. I mean, he's nailed it. He has absolutely nailed it.
I used to be the girl that would say, I only have guy friends. I did only have guy friends because girls were complete drama.
Mm-hmm.
I could care less. They would bash whoever they were dating. I didn't want to be a part of it. But I knew the moment I would give any of those guy friends the slightest opportunity to ease through that crack, zero doubts in my mind. I knew they were going to go for it.
Yes.
But I didn't know that until after high school.
Yeah, I mean, it took some time to be able to see that progress and see that happen.
Because there were guys that I had been best friends with since kindergarten up.
And
now,
when we say best friends, on your thought, yeah, we're so close friends. But reality, you're friends, but man, there was hope that, man, one day,
maybe for a couple, for sure.
one day there's a chance, like Lloyd Christmas in Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there's a chance that one day there's going to be this opportunity and I'm going to slip in there and it is going to be glorious.
Now, I will say there was one guy that there was an absolute no. And I'm pretty sure he knew it. I'll say his name, Jason Hamlin. We were together in kindergarten from, I think it was kindergarten, first grade, something like that, all the way through high school and college until he met his wife, Charlie. When he met Charlie and when they just started first started dating, he calls us, hey, come to Birmingham, because we were in Tuscaloosa at the time, at Alabama. We're having a party this weekend. They were at UAB. I want y'all to meet Charlie. We were like, who is Charlie? Nobody heard from Jason again. He was, I got a girlfriend. I'm head over heels in love. And that was that.
Yeah.
They're married now, two kids. They're very happy. And we're still friends.
Absolutely.
But we're not nearly as close as we were. I mean, we still see him at church. I mean, he was at the school that I currently go work at.
Yep.
Not anymore, but
there are very rare exceptions. Just like Steve Harvey said, 99.9% of men completely are just there hoping for the chance.
For married couples too.
Especially. Just because you're married doesn't mean like, oh, well, I can have female friends. It's okay. I'm married. No, that's an even further, deeper trap. And it can get you even more trouble. We've talked about it before. Like, should never be texting or having phone calls or FaceTimes or anything like that with someone of the opposite sex if you're married. Now, it can happen if it's work related, or it's usually a quick, because every now and again there's a few women that I will text and it's question, answer, done. It's not that continuous, long running.
It's not a, hey, how was your day?
Hey, what's going on with you?
Oh,
how
that's
is it?
so great. Yeah.
None of that. It's a, hey, bam, bam, bam. Here's the answer. Great. Thumbs up. Awesome. Move on to the next thing. And that's it. And those should be the only circumstances.
Now, there's an extra one. If you were planning something for me.
Yes.
And you've done this.
I did that. And I had to reach out to a lot of people.
A ton of people.
But again, it was a, hey, here's the situation. Here's what I'm asking for. Can you do it?
Right.
Little
or
back and forth.
You
done.
can help. Hey, can you help me plan this?
Yes.
And it will be the conversation of whatever you're planning. Nothing outside of that.
Yeah. And the reason for that is men want to think we're strong enough. Men, you're not.
women aren't either.
I know, but mostly men, you're not strong enough to just have a female friend and just text her casually, and you're not strong enough. Even if you're married, you're not strong enough, strong-willed enough to not let it go to a point that is not going to be okay.
The movie Friends with Benefits.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Two hot people. They were going to be friends. He was new to the city, and let's just be friends. That can't happen. No, it can't. It will always lead to feelings.
Yes, because that's how we were created that way. I mean, when God created us, we were created for relationship. He created sex. It's incredible when it's done, especially in the way in which he designed. It is meant to be with feelings. And that's the reason why. With feelings. Yes, and that's why it can't. This can't happen. It's only going to lead down a road that you don't want to go down. Mm-hmm. Someone will end up getting hurt. Feelings will be hurt. Relationships will be ruined. It's not a healthy, good thing at all. So when it comes to men and women being buddy and being friends, extremely rare that can be true, because the moment the woman lets down her guard just a little bit, the moment she shows a little vulnerability, man, he is dashing in.
Yeah.
And he's thinking, this is my time. I'm going to capitalize. I'm finally going to get her. We're finally going to go out. I'm finally going to get to have sex with her. This is what I've been waiting for years and years and years.
I knew it'd pay off.
Because that's how
patience is persistence. No, it's not.
That's how our dumb side of our brains works sometimes, and we're thinking that, hey, this is what it's going to be. This is how it's going to end up, and man, you're only fooling yourselves, and you're going to end up getting hurt. You're going to hurt other people, especially if you're married. It's going to ruin relationships. You know, if you do have a female friend and should be friends with them all, text together, like
group text. Keep yourself accountable. You're not going to do anything or say anything or send anything stupid if you do that, and you're accountable. So that was just my little take. I thought what Steve Harvey said was so good. It is dead on.
But that men and women just cannot be just friends. It has to be kind of a group thing, a relationship thing amongst all parties involved.
So what else are annoying?
When they post photos with me to just make her boyfriend jealous. And I think women, they sense this. I almost think that they're treating the best friend guy as the dude on deck. That in case things go south, I've got him to be able to hold me off for the interim before I find the next guy. And I'm going to use this to my benefit. I'm going to use this to make my current boyfriend jealous. I'm going to use this to make this guy jealous to want me more. I don't think it's totally lost on some women for this.
I could see that, but if these things annoy you, are you telling her?
No, he's not telling her.
You still coming around.
Why? Because he thinks he's going to get it.
He's waiting.
He's just waiting.
What else?
Man bashing in my presence.
Yeah,
I don't need to deal with it these days, but it's always a sad reminder of how they might think of you.
So why are you hanging around?
Because he thinks it may happen. All right, here's one. The line separating friendship and something more is clearly delineated and enforced by them, meaning they're the one who's setting all the rules, presuming that the guy will eventually try and cross that line. While this might be true at some level, women always seem to blur that line when it suits them. When in need of favors or help with something, the friends I've had tended to act too friendly and borderline flirty because they're getting what they need. When they feel attention starved, they'll do the same, but expect to be like a boyfriend placeholder. What'd we just say? Oversharing personal information, asking about personal information of my own, and even acting jealous in some situations. On top of that, whatever remains of any female friendship, either what I described above or an actual good friendship, simply dies as soon as she starts dating someone.
Earmuffs.
All right, just give everyone about 5 seconds. Put the earmuffs on. You're getting a little R-rated here, apparently. I have no idea what's coming out of your mouth. But go ahead.
This is everything this guy is saying that gets on his nerves, right? is proof
Just
in the power of the puseta.
yup. 100%. Could not agree with you more.
That is why every girl will continue to do all of those things to their guy friends, because they know no matter how horrible they treat them, no matter if this guy can't stand it, he's still going to do it because he's going to wait, because the power of the puseta is real.
Yes, and he just might have the chance to get it.
Even
So,
if there's a 0.01%.
there's still a chance. So, men and women who are friends, you really kind of need to evaluate the friendship. And with what Steve Harvey has said, just to wrap it up, women, ask that friend, hey, what would happen if maybe we got romantically involved? Telling you, fireworks. Even if he has a girlfriend, guess what? He is going to drop her like a bad habit to come to you. That's the reason
I
he's
don't
held
even know
off
if
so
he'd
long.
drop her.
He may not. He may just go ahead and jump in. People are jacked up in that way.
Those situationships are real.
They certainly are. So,
But the power of that puseta, getting that one time in, hey, it wasn't worth it. We can just be friends.
evaluate that relationship and really, really take a long, hard look at what those friendships look like, and what they're really deeply rooted in. Because I firmly believe most of the time, men and women cannot be just friends. It's a friendship with the wife and the husband, and it's all inclusive together. So
I agree with you and Steve Harvey.
absolutely. Well, we'll get out of here. God, we love you. We're so thankful for what you're doing. Thankful for this platform and just being able to use us for it. God, just pray that it'll reach the people it needs to, the people who need to hear it. God, just open their ears, their hearts, and their eyes, and focus solely on you. We love you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Play ball.